Hi, I'm Dan Hernandez. I'd like to welcome you to this week's episode of Sport Fishing. Well, today we're fishing aboard the Outrider. A sport fisher operates daily at 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro, California. And right now we're over at San Clemente Island. What we're going to be doing today is fishing with live squid, bucktails, looking for white sea bass, yellowtail halibut, and probably some calico bass too. So stay tuned for this week's exciting episode of Sport Fishing. Welcome to Sport Fishing with Dan Hernandez. This week's episode of Sport Fishing is brought to you by Bradley Smokers, when you only want the very best. Magic Metal Jigs and Bucktail Jigs. By Game Saver. Preserve your fish, use a Game Saver. And by Dan Hernandez Dipping Sauces and Fish Batter.
Bob. Alright. Five?
Nice sheep pin.
Beautiful.
Nice yellow bass.
He'll be nice bass on the bucktail. That's the way to get them here at San Clemente Island.
This week's boat bio is brought to you by Magic Metal Jigs and B52 Bucktail Jigs.
My name's Captain Jeff Jessup. I run the Outrider here out of 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro. Tell you a little bit about the boat. It's a 50-foot Delta. We can accommodate up to 11 people on overnight trips, up to 2-day trips. The boat has a sat phone and satellite communications. We've got 2 chart plotters. We've got a galley and a grill and spacious bunks, so we can accommodate the bigger guys. Boat's pretty well set up for anything that we'll be doing up to 2 days. And we have 2 heads, 2 showers on board as well, and fish finder, side scanning sonar. Just about everything we need here to get the job done on our island trips and offshore fishing.
This bass hit really hard. I thought maybe it was a yellow, but I think it's a bigger bass. Just fishing that same gear. He's taking some line, shaking his head. I don't know, maybe it's not a bass. He's shaking his head a little bit. Let's see what it is. If it's a bass, it's a huge bass. Let's see. Oh, 9 inches away, otherwise nice bass. Oh, there he go. Oh, there he is, big bass. 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 That's a big bass. This is what you want to catch. Nice fish. Come here.
Good job, Dan. Nice bass.
Thanks. Big calico bass. Yeah,
What we're
how
fishing for.
big do you think this one is?
Oh, that's easy. 4 pounds, I'd say.
4 or 5 pounds? I'll go ahead and let this one go.
5 pounds out.
Oh, nice bass. Look at the size of this one. Oh, yeah, nice one. Yeah, you want to get this number one? No, I'm not a chick.
There we go. Another calico. This calico fishing today is just outrageous. Every bait's a fish. This one just woke up. Feels like another nice fish. I don't know if he's as big as the last one, but it's real simple fishing. Just get that live squid as close as you can to the kelp, let it flutter down, and once the perch pick it up, here it comes right here. Another nice fish. They're all over with the bucktail. Another calico bass, B52 bucktail, whole squid on it. Beautiful fish. Oh, here comes a nice bass right here. Straight up. All right, nice fish. I got one going too. I just had to wait a little bit for those perch to stop picking up my bait. And the calico came up and ate it. And just fishing that bucktail, ooh, this feels like a nicer fish. You'll see the gear we're using, Light Gear, International 975, 20-pound test line and one of my signature rods. Just using a B52 bucktail. Here comes the bass right here. There he is, that's a nice fish. There we go. This is what we want to catch. Right there, B52 bucktail. Just had a whole squid on there. Big, beautiful bass. All right, we're gonna take a little break from the action right now for the Outrider. And we're here at beautiful San Clemente Island. We're gonna go to the tackle box right now, give you a good look at the tackle we're using for today's fishing.
This week, the Tackle Box is brought to you by GALLEY, America's foremost outfit. This week in the Tackle Box, I want to talk to you a little bit about what we're doing today. We're fishing with bucktails and live squid. And the reason I like to use the bucktails, the B52 bucktails, is because I know exactly where my bait is at all time. Because my line's tied right onto the bucktail, there's no guessing if my sinker's on the bottom and my squid's up off the bottom, how far off the bottom it is. What I like about the bucktail, especially the B52 bucktails, is it's gonna hit the bottom. I'm gonna wind it up a couple of cranks when I'm fishing those bigger fish, the white sea bass and the yellowtail, fishing a 4, 2-ounce models. You could go to 6-ounce model if you've got lots of current and you're fishing deeper water, but for the most part, when we're fishing the islands, fishing for white sea bass and yellowtail, we're not that deep of water, we're under 100 feet, so I'll be fishing a 4-ounce most of the time. A 2-ounce model work great too. Just depends on the current. Now for the white sea bass and yellows, this is a color I really like. I like to go with the red and white head with the white bucktail. Now for fishing the calicos and strictly calicos, I'm gonna downsize my bucktail to a 1/2-ounce model. Might use a whole squid again, or maybe just slices of squid, just pinned on there. And I'm gonna downsize my tackle to 15 to 20-pound tests. I'm just gonna let that flutter down along the kelp, closer to the kelp, and that's where the calicos are gonna hit it. You know, when we're fishing, lots of times when we're fishing the sea bass, we might be in more sandy area, not right on the kelp, but when we're fishing the calicos, we're gonna be right up on the kelp, and that's where these calicos will hit these. Now, if you're not sure where to find these, you can find them at your local tackle store, but if you can't find them there, you can always go to cabela's.com or on our website. When you visit your store, this is what you're looking for, B52 bucktails. Well, let's get back on the water and show you more exciting action right here on Sport Fishing.
Today on the Outrider, we got a good supply of live bait. So this is a live squid here. We have both sardines and live squid. So we're using a B52 bucktail, 1/2-ounce model. Just gonna pin it on here. So many times I can get it on there. You want to just really get it on there really good because there's so many perch. And just do is just cast it out by the kelp. You want to get as close to the kelp as you can. And once it hits the water, you're just going to put it in free spool and feed it some line. And as it flutters down, you're going to feel all the perch and the perch pick at it. And the deal is not to set the hook on the perch. You got to let the bass come and eat it. This is captain on the boat today in the Outrider. And this is one of the blue perch that we're talking about that pick at your squid. And it's really important that the guys don't try to set the hooks on these, right?
Well, yeah, a lot of times we'll throw the chunk bait and try to get the perch and everything activated and gets the bass going as well. So you may cast your squid out, you'll feel the perch, and then the bass will take your squid on the hook.
And sometimes you'll feel the pick, and then you won't feel anything. And the reason you don't feel anything is because the big bass come by and the perch are afraid of them, so they'll actually leave the area and then the bass will come through and hit it.
Yeah, we'll let this guy go.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yellow?
All right, Jason.
Turn around. Yellowtail.
Just lift up. Oh!
Big halibut. Guys, coming back to the stern, guys.
This is Joe. He just caught that fish. Congratulations. He's first time fishing?
First time deep sea fishing.
First time ocean fishing? It's our skipper Dave. That was a nice fish you got there, man.
Yeah, it's a nice halibut.
And what was the whole trick of that? Just keeping that bait down there by the bottom?
Just keeping it right on the bottom and bringing these things up. You just want to make sure you keep constant pressure on them.
Yeah. The crew did a great job with them. They kept them relaxed and taught them how to fight the fish. You never caught a fish like this before. And the best thing you did is you didn't get the head out of the water. You listened to the crew. They told you to lead that fish down a little bit deeper. And you did, and Dave just able to stick it and come in nice.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Great fish, beautiful fish.
Yeah, congratulations. Well, it's a beautiful fish. We're going to take a little break from the action and see if we can get us a couple more. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with more action right here on Sport Fishing. Good job.
Great.
Skipper just made a move, and we're front side of the island. I just got bit. Now he's got me in the kelp. So what I'm going to do is just put in free spool. You get stuck in the kelp like this, you just want to put in free spool, let the fish find his way out because they don't like having their head smashed against the kelp. So I'm just going to give it some slack. Once, there he goes. I feel him swim a little bit, and then get him out. Okay, got him loose from the kelp. Here he comes right here. Straight up and down. There he is. Calico using that bucktail jig, B52 bucktail with the whole squid. That's what we're trying to catch. Deep color. This is Jason. He's on another fish. He's already got one yellow today. This is the second one. Let's see what he's got this one. Is this a bucktail or live squid?
This is just live squid.
Okay.
About a half to maybe 3/4 sinker.
There he is. Nice color. White sea bass. Sea bass. Yeah. Exotic.
I did it for you, Dan.
Nice sea bass.
Good work.
This is Jason. Just caught this white sea bass, one of our regulars. Normally he's out with his dad. Today he's not.
Thank you, man.
Good job, man. It's a beautiful white sea bass.
Nice fish.
Just typical fishing aboard the Outrider.
Typical fishing with Hernandez.
Skipper just made a move around the front side of the island. He's fishing a big bucktail, the live squid, straight up and down. Feels like a yellow, but don't really know. So we can keep him on this side of the anchor line. There he is. There we go. Yeah, it's a yellow. There he comes. Okay, just gonna lay him out flat. Now you can get him. Ooh, almost. One more time. All right, nice cat. Just put it in free spool just in case it comes loose. There he is. nice yellow here at San Clemente Island with the Outrider. It's a B52 bucktail. I had a live squid on there. It's a beautiful fish. Thanks, man. Real nice, simple gear. Nice, beautiful fish. Fish that tastes delicious. So let's take a break from the action and go to the galley and show you how to cook up a beautiful fish like this. We'll be right back with more action here aboard the Outrider.
This week, the galley is brought to you by Dan Hernandez Dipping Sauces and Fish Batters. Look for them in your local supermarkets. This week in the galley, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to take some leftover fish from a rock fishing trip, and we got some lingcod, some rockfish. I'm going to show you a nice, simple recipe, easy to work with. You don't need big fillets. You can just have chunks. Do it with sand bass. You can do it with shark. You can do it with a big variety of fish. So what we're going to do is go through ingredients really quick. We have some bell peppers. We have lemon, some salsa we're going to be using, some mushrooms, pineapple, lime juice, olive oil, and then again, our fish. So first thing is I'm going to put the olive oil right in our pan, get that nice and hot. We're just going to kind of mix this all up together. So we get the fish, and before we throw it in here, what I like to do is get the lemon. As soon as you put the lemon and lime in here, it starts to cook it. Got the lime juice, put that right on top of there. Just kind of mix that up really good. I like to have that citrus flavor in there. I'm just going to go ahead and put this right in the fish. This is going to cook up really fast. Small chunks. The fish in there. Put the juice on top. Let that cook up. You can see how it's already changing colors really fast. This fish is not going to take long at all to cook. This is already all changing colors. Now we're going to go ahead and add our mushrooms and our bell peppers. See, this is a real simple dish to do. You know, you can use a variety of fish, like I said. Today we're using rockfish and lingcod, but if I had some bonita, if I had some mako shark, or even sand bass calico would work great with this. Tell you, this is an awesome dish that I've done in the past with bonita. So just go ahead and mix this up a little bit more. And it's just about done. So all you do is take the heat off of it. I'm going to pan it right here. Just plate it, just like that. And then the big kicker of this plate is you get some homemade salsa. Put that right on there. And some pineapples. Just kind of mix it up. And it's a delicious dish. If you wanted to kick it up a little bit, you could add some of my sweet and spicy sauce to this and just kind of drizzle it right through the center just to break up the flavors a little bit. But it's a nice simple dish to do. Like I said, you can do it with a variety of fish. Today we're doing it with lingcod, some rockfish, a little bit of that salsa, lingcod right here. That is really good. Big mix of flavors. Really simple, easy dish to do. You know, lots of times when we're cooking dishes and stuff, we think we have to have that big, pretty piece of fish, and you don't have to do that. There's lots of ways you can use those little scraps of fish, and this is a perfect example of how to do that. For more ideas on how to cook fish, visit my website. We got lots of videos there, lots of recipes, and please remember to pick up any of my food items, my sauces, my fish batter. That 50% of the proceeds of sales of these items go to benefit my youth foundation. Well, let's get back on the water and show you more exciting action right here on Sport Fishing.
Yeah, it's bass.
Bass.
Oh, I made another move. I'm picking away at some more bass. And I got one more going here. Should limit me out for the day. See what this guy is. It is, yeah, a nice calico. There we go. Nice calico bass. All right. So this is what we've been catching, a lot of these. We got some nice exotics today. It's been lots of fun fishing out here aboard the Outrider. Well, we're gonna take a little break from the action. When we return, I'll be giving you this week's tip of the week.
This week's tip of the week is brought to you by Magic Metal Jigs and Bucktail Jigs.
For this week's tip of the week, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how we caught the fish today, fishing here at San Clemente Island. Now, it was real simple. We're fishing with live squid. When you're fishing with live squid, you can use a couple of different methods, the sliding sinker, the dropper loop rig. But how I was productive today was using the bucktail. I used a 1/2 ounce bucktail for all the calicos, and that yellowtail, a larger bucktail, 2 ounce bucktail. You use a bigger one when you're fishing closer to the bottom, and the light one for the calicos, because you really want that live squid to take its time and flutter on the way down. And that's this week's tip. That's how we caught the fish. The lighter bucktails for the calico, and the bigger bucktail for the yellowtail. I want to thank the whole crew from the Outrider. We had a great time. Jeff, Dave, the skippers, put us on a lot of fish. Really great crew, had lots of fun. Manny on the deck, and the guys in the galley were wonderful too. Well, I'm Dan Hernandez, hoping you did enjoy this week's episode of Sport Fishing, and I hope you join us again next week as we go looking for more of the best in sport fishing.